Libra. Because the first messages that came out for you, Libra, is number 24, electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. You have some shocking, interesting new ideas. It's time to start exteriorizing our ideas. You know, manifestation happens outside of us. It doesn't happen in our brain. What we think and the things we see and dream up are part of a manifestation process, but it's really time to bring ideas to life outside of your own mind, and bring them to life into the 3D world. What you need to know right now, Libra, is the nightingale spirit. Love is all around you. And I see evidence of that in your environment and in the hidden factors. You have more love and support right now all around you than you realize or you think you do. I'm hearing heroes, wonderful friends. You're gonna notice kindness around you. You're gonna see where there is love around you and where there's a lack of love around you. Spirit wants you to know that love is all around you. Big catalyst or challenge for you right now is sort of knowing when to launch something, because your catalyst and challenge at the bottom of this first oracle deck is rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. I also see down here that you're going to have to think on your feet. You're going to have quicker reflexes. You have to let go of control a bit. You can't be such a planner. You are going to have to think on your feet. You're going to have to go for it. You're going to have to pull the plug. But you might feel a little insecure about time. Spirit is saying now is a lucky time for you, but this may be something that you question. Is now a lucky time for me? Is it the right time to do this or that? You will be a bit preoccupied with that, but Spirit thinks it's the perfect time to bring an idea to life. And furthermore, it's going to be well received, baby. I love that. It's definitely going to be well received. It's also a catalyst or a challenge right now is Mars energy. So moving forward, defending yourself. Mars has a lot of fight energy and a lot of survival energy, whereas Venus is more thrive energy, a little bit more relaxed. Mars is a planet of action. It's also a planet of aggression and drive and really standing up for ourselves and standing up for what we believe in. Some of you may feel a little bit like the underdog right now. It's time to grit your teeth and go for it. You might really feel like you have something to prove. It requires action, okay? It might even require you to defend yourself at different times, but watch out for the aggression and the motivation and drive of Mars. It can take us in directions too quickly that we don't want to go. Sometimes tempers flare. Sometimes they need to flare. But just know that when it comes to anger and aggression, you can do positive things with that energy, Libra. Watch out for always having a twitchy survival mindset. Unless, of course, that's the state of being that you're in. Mars does suggest that you'll be somewhat in survival mode, or perhaps that you kind of need to be. Thrive and survive are physiological states of being, okay, more so than they are actions. So there might be a question of whether or not you should or shouldn't be in survival mode. How you take action, when and why is going to be a main focus. Several messages came from the solar system directly. And from what influences. You have cardinal energy and Leo energy influencing you. Well, we are all under this constellation's influence right now, the good and the bad. Every sign has shadow traits, of course, but Leo is trying to help you take your cardinal energy to the highest level. There are cardinal, mutable, and fixed signs. If you're new to astrology and new to yourself as a Libra, you need to know that you are the cardinal air sign, okay? So this is about instigation, bravery. You know, you have to instigate and bring a new idea to life. I'm hearing, let's get into some shit. You have a pioneering spirit, so it's almost kind of Aryan, like hold my beer and watch this. We're going to go for it. You're going to be a trailblazer. You will need to be brave. You will need to get something started. Like it's up to you to get something going and be a leader at this time. Cardinal signs take themselves very seriously. You will be taking yourself very seriously. You will need to be in charge. You need to get something going. Leo is here to support you. Talk to this constellation. It's influencing us right now. And Leo is saying, I want you to be confident. I want you to be creative. I want you to feel good about yourself and share your gifts with the world. Leo is very hardworking, and Leo also wants a lot of loyalty. So loyalty is important right now. Working hard, but also Leo is here to remind you to create equal amounts of time between pleasure, play, and leisure, and learning, and family time and downtime with really hard work. Because Leo, these people do two things. You guys have heard me talk about my own father a lot. He is a Leo. He's also my hero. The man has two modes, asleep and happy. And he's always taught me the importance of self-confidence and belief. But my father is always wanting to do one of two things as well. And I see a lot of Leos like this. They are workaholics or they are day drinking. And they figure out a way to do both. My dad taught me this. Every other Leo in my life has taught me this. It's really about creating that balance. Okay, I'm hearing that very strongly. It's like, I think that is going to be about really being loyal and dedicated to what you're working on and working towards. You probably have to get things started and be a leader in some way, but it's also really important to have downtime, pleasure, play, and leisure, relaxing with your family. Don't say no to a vacation, okay? Even if it's a staycation at home, because Leo wants you to keep your heart burning and moving forward towards what's important to you. Loyalty and who's loyal and who's not will be important. You need to know that there is love around you. Another message flew out too, Uranus and the 6th house. Okay, the 6th house is about the work and duty area of our lives. I love what the card says, establishing a foundation, focusing on health, your daily life, your daily routine, the practical details, the ergonomics of how you do what you do. Like, what does your daily life look like? Are we focusing on health as well? And it's really about establishing a foundation and routines and structures in our lives that are realistic and that we can stick to. You're going to be thinking a lot about what you devote your time to and why. Like when we talk about like career, we have like 10th house prestige and then 6th house, which is like what we do to just make it by every day. Some of you are thinking about your work like that. Like, is this just my daily 9 to 5? And can I be okay with that? Is it bringing me any accomplishment or success? Does it make me feel good about myself? Well, it makes me feel good about myself when I'm productive. But we got Uranus showing up. And this is a rebellious planet. Uranus is the only planet in our solar system that spins on a tilted axle. And this is why it is the planet of radical change and rebellion. Uranus comes in when we need to advance in some way. Aquarius is paired up with Uranus, and they help us see where something is outdated, antiquated. We've hit that glass ceiling. We need to advance and move forward in some way. It will be a month of surprises, and you will surprise yourself, Libra. Something needs to radically change about like the everyday way your days go and your life goes. And it has to be about it's about a shift of what you devote yourself to and why. I think that you are going to be very productive. You will also work in spurts. And watch out for being a little on edge. And I see a lot of that. And there's a lot on your mind right now as well. Very much so. So here's your animal totems, the turtle. But your issue or challenge might be the otter. Slow and steady wins the race, babes. One step at a time. You do not need to move fast. And I feel like you will be moving slowly and making slow strides towards something in life. You may feel like you need to move more slowly than you want to, but I feel like routine, being in your comfort zone, and productivity, just slowly chipping away at your stuff is going to be what you're going to feel like right now. And the turtle is very determined as well. It has to be. It's also carrying quite a bit around with it. So you might need to move more slowly. You might be a little bit of a pack rat, pack mule, I'm hearing as well. Otter is going to be your challenge. You need to allow yourself to be playful. Don't be so serious, Libra. You need to be open to fun, open to group dynamics, open to some pro-social behavior. Also, you need to be more aware of where your gifts and talents and your authenticity are going to be accepted. I also think that you have a really adorable sense of humor right now. Your big catalyst or challenge in an animal totem is crow. Crow is about co-creating with spirit, using the gifts that you know spirit has given you and applying tools in the right way for the right reason. Some of you need to pick up new tools and get more familiar with them and learn them. They will bring out, I feel like you have the opportunity to bring out the best of yourself and learn how to use tools that can really help you achieve in life. And they should feel comfortable because they're your God-given gifts and talents. Some of you are really going to be able to utilize it. That one thing or those few things that you are really, really good at. Crow utilizes its experience, its knowledge, its wisdom, and it's not afraid to use a tool. I'm hearing something about software. You guys might quite literally need to buy a tool that will make something easier for you, that it will allow you to showcase your talents better. You're also developing yourself in some way. I'm feeling a lot of inner child energy. I'm feeling a lot of beginner's mindset energy for you as well. You also really need to be comfortable in your own skin. The details are important here, Libra, with Mouse coming in towards the... Watch out that you're not freaked out about the details too much all the time. Don't sweat the small stuff, but we'll talk about that in a few weeks. I just heard someone say, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Yes, let's stay on this bridge. Okay. Think mantras Spirit thinks would help you. The first one is, I am bold. Well, there's more Leo energy. I speak my truth in a loving way. Yes. This is so Libra. We have this in common with Leo. I'm always saying that Libra can deliver the truth with a spoonful of sugar. We're very direct, right? You guys, y'all know I'm a Libra too. We have a lot of wit. We have a lot of bite. We have a lot of charm. We frequently cut right to the chase and people are like, whoa, that's okay. Sometimes we're seen as being a little curt and mouthy. No, we have the King and Queen of Swords have a heart. They're just not wearing that on their sleeves. That is not our purpose. That's not your purpose, right, Libra? You are here to speak the truth, but you're also here to do it in a loving way. And it goes on to say, my courage to communicate my needs is powered by love for myself and my love for others. I am bold. So it is very important for you to speak the truth, but do so in a loving way. Sometimes Libras, how can I put it? And this is especially true if you've got Libra and some other planets, like in your Mercury, or for me, well, I have 6 planets in Libra, and they're all in the first house. So if you've got Mars in Libra like me, sometimes you might struggle to see that people's feelings, including your own feelings, are just as important as the truth. And so it's so much about making the truth important, but also understanding that the way you feel and the way other people feel is just as important. So there's going to be times when you have to communicate something in a loving way, but in a way that requires courage, okay? I'm hearing that there will be a transformation in communication for you. I'm also hearing that there will be maybe an aesthetic transformation. Hang on, they're telling me some stuff. I'm hearing, say less. Yeah, say less. Keep it simple. Keep everything simple. And I'm just noticing that Spirit drew me to decks that were kind of muted and gentle in color. And I'm seeing that this transformation card is muted and gentle. I'm seeing soft words and simplified language. Some of you have Sagittarius influencing you as well. They keep it short and sweet. They cut to the point too. You want to transform something about the way you communicate yourself to others. And again, this is scorpionic energy. It's Pluto, and it's also Uranus. It says, I see the beauty of change. Everything I have been through transformed me into who I am today, and I'm so much braver. I'm so much more caring. I'm so much more emotionally intelligent. I'm so much more open. I will continue changing and improving. I am transformed. Yeah, see? I feel like you care as much about the truth as you do about squishy feelings. You know it's a time to be brave. But also, how can I be more caring and more loving? How can I be more open? But how can I also be emotionally intelligent? You know, being unconditionally loving does not mean that you don't have conditions for certain kinds of love, and it certainly doesn't mean that you're a doormat. I think that there's going to be definitely an uptick in your emotional maturity and intelligence, and I predict that it will soften you. Softening in appearance, in words. I predict that some of my entrepreneurs will completely rebrand. I'm also hearing that some of you will really get in touch with the more gentle, emotional parts of your own self and your astrology. That's something that I want to try and do too. I've got this beautiful giant Jupiter in Pisces, and I'm all mouth and I'm all stick. It's like you'd never believe it. And I'm going to take this message too. I think we all should. Like, how can we be more gentle? Like the lion and the lamb, like Leo tells us. There's a transformation taking place. I'm going to take this seriously. But what might be a struggle for you is the feeling of safety, because change is scary, right? We lose or we let go of what's familiar, and we mutate and we transform. And you've got to do all that while still maintaining your cardinal energy. So there's all this transformation taking place inside of you while you're in charge, bringing ideas to life. Remember, now is a lucky time, and there is love all around you. You will need to remind yourself a lot that you're safe. I love what it says. This is a mantra for you, and this will be a tough one. But if you can get this, it's going to change everything. It's a catalyst for change. Here's your lesson. I trust my intuition to lead me down the right path. Okay, you want to make sure that you trust yourself. Looking back on my trials, I see that I'm still here and I'm thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it time and time again. I am safe, yes. If you're afraid, and there is fear, your final outcome, there's quite a bit of fear, 7 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and it's all about the future. It's important to be able to say to yourself, I am still here. I am still alive. And that's not by chance or luck. Like, I got myself through all of that shit, and I've made it here to this point. And I believe that I am capable of making smart choices with emotional intelligence, and I am safe. Because with this change comes a unsettling of our foundation. And it will make you feel a little less than safe sometimes. You're safe, okay? It might be hard to feel safe, but you are safe at this time. When it comes to romantic partnership, I dug a little bit into this, and I'm going to keep these cards out because the minute I'm finished with this reading, I'm going to immediately clean this up, take a few minutes of a break, and then I'm going to come right back and we're going to build a love message off of this one. So you're going to see these 3 cards again in your love message that will be put out at the same time as this. You see this message on my channel, okay? The main theme of romantic partnership right now is lust. So it says intensity, sexual energy. It also says non-committal. So if you're in a relationship right now, or there's a relationship in question, lust and sexual energy is going to be very potent at this time, but it's not necessarily going to be committed. Okay, or committal. If you're already in a serious commitment, and whether things are going well or not, lust and sexual energy and passion are really going to be a strong energy between you and your partner. I'm also hearing that some of you have a partner who isn't quite sure what to put their sexual energy into and their like sexual response towards, because sexual energy and lust, we put it towards a lot of different things. And The solar plexus really is in charge of that, but how we respond energetically in life. You may have a partner who's a little twitchy right now and not quite sure what to put that sexual energy into. They may want a lot of lust between the two of you. There could be great sex. But the catalyst or the challenge is solitary, withdrawn, lonesome, single, and also nourish, self-harmony, soul growth, and comfort. At the bottom of the deck is the challenge or your catalyst in a relationship, boundaries, know, and drawing a line. So this could be something that you have to deal with your partner, or maybe this will represent you. Some of you like really feel this strong, lusty sexual energy between yourself and a partner. But some of y'all are like, can you just leave me alone? Like, must we have sex every night this week? There might be some imbalance between yourself and a partner sexually. Like a struggle to open up and connect with your partner intimately. You may be the one that's like, I really need space right now. I need space to figure out my own sexual energy, what I want and don't want sexually. Conversely, you may be the one that wants the sexual lusty stuff this month, but your partner's like, no, I really just need to go in my she shed or my man cave, and like, dude, someone may pull away. And whoever's pulling away, it's because they really, really feel like they don't have a lot to give. No means no, and no is a complete sentence. Don't be afraid to say it and listen to it if it is said to you. Make it very clear what you will and will not do with a person if it's non-committal. Like, where is this going? Conversely, someone may want only a lusty connection with you, but they have a bit of an avoidant attachment style. They may even be somewhat disorganized with you, where one minute they're all over you and the next minute they're kind of moody and they want space. You yourself may exhibit this. So these are the themes that have to be worked through. Make time for self-harmony and personal growth and comfort. Comfort and personal boundaries need to be openly discussed, in particular when we're talking about sex. And if someone is struggling to open up and connect, that needs to be radically accepted as well. Talked about, looked at, recognized. Some of you also may have a person who struggles to sexually open up, but they do better on their own or at a distance, and you're going to have to decide how you feel about that. You may exhibit that yourself. Let's talk about the tarot. This is really neat. It's like there's so much potential for like healing and change and advancement and healing and all of that. There's a strong Aquarian presence and the planet of Uranus. So any of you that have Aquarius in your chart, find where it is and know that you're about to work through lessons involving that placement. And you need to do that about any of the major arcana cards that come out that resonate for parts of your chart, because Spirit's trying to tell you what parts of your life will be impacted by these archetypes the most based on where they fall for you in your chart. But there's so much healing here. And there could be so much forward motion and progress. Lots of creative energy too, but you really want to be practical and you really want to be in charge. I also feel like while maintaining this strength and in charge boss energy, because you're showing up with a lot of masculine energy right now, there's insecurity under there as well, or perhaps someone else around you that you're trying to connect with may be feeling insecure. Hopefully this will help you. But the overall main energy is the Three of Cups. I love that. Get-togethers, reunions, creative minds, all working together. It is not the Five of Wands. It is we all get along and sing in perfect harmony. The catalyst or the challenge is the Star. This could be reunions. This could be healing energy between groups of people, with family, dating. You could be very hopeful for a lot of beautiful, forward-thinking, progressive healing energy when you're around others. It's going to be a very social month. You may be invited to quite a bit. Relationships that maybe were rocky in the past could be patched up at this time. Can there be healing? Can we move forward? I'm also thinking that a lot of the stuff that you may do with others will help bring you into alignment with your own soul's purpose, because I feel like the star is like a great intersection between what God wants for us and what our human body wants to experience. And our soul is like, well, I'm in between and I'm connected to both of you, but I kind of want my way. So I'm going to draw you towards people and groups and relationships and situations that will really allow for me to be the real me. You know, you're going to want to be the real you, and you really want to come into alignment with your soul's greater purpose and destiny here. I love that. So any new connections you make, they should be with people that help you get into alignment with your true soul's purpose and destiny. I think you guys are thinking about that a lot. And also just healing energy where things have needed to be healed. What's driving you from the deep past is justice and the hanging man. And I clarified this with the star, the wheel of fortune, and the fool. Justice and the hanging man is a tough one sometimes. It definitely has a lot of an ouch factor. So either you or someone in the past might have felt this way. This was a theme of the deep past that is influencing you right now. You have to, if you make a bed, you need to lie in it. You have no choice but to radically accept your past choices and where they have led you. Contracts have no choice but to be fulfilled. You have to see that someone needed to see that what choices they made led them exactly to where they were. And also, maybe you were willing to just let some things go. Like, I can live with this. I have no choice but to. And also, what really drove this was the energy of the star and the wheel of fortune and the fool, which is, you know what? Things can always get better. One way or another, time is going to move on, and I can let the past go and move into new cycles. And because of the decisions that you made in the past, I feel like a lot of you right now are going to see why you made some of the decisions that you made. And you made them maybe for some reasons that you didn't realize at the time. And you will see what decisions you have made that put you on the path that it put you on. I think that some of you really want to start fresh and start new. You may have other people around you that may suddenly see for the first time that they can let some things go and move forward, and you can let some things go and move forward. And that's good stuff. I like that. And then in the recent past, and also deep within with your subconscious, or again, it might be the subconscious of someone around you, we have the 10 of Cups to the High Priestess. Some of you were dealing with a Pisces. Some of you have Pisces. Well, I just told all of you that my Pisces is in Jupiter. Do you have Pisces anywhere? 10 of Cups into the High Priestess. Some of you just feel best when you're surrounded by love and support. You like the feeling of family structure. But I also think that some of you feel like a loner or a little bit of a black sheep, or maybe even the family outcast to a degree. I'm definitely the black sheep in my family, but everyone seems to like that about me. I'm feeling like there's like a little bit of black sheep energy, or that like you just stand apart. There's all this emotional stability, but I think that a lot of you are maybe listening to your own inner knowing about family. I'm also hearing that some of you have kept family secrets. You know more than everyone thinks you know. Stand apart a little bit. We listen to the intuition for a reason, right? And there's a lot to trust about the 10 of Cups because it's emotional stability and happily ever after. But the High Priestess will hold the secrets and listen to the intuition. Some of you were like the family counselor, or maybe that happened at work or in a community or a group of friends. Family stuff, family events, community events as well. And clarifying this, we have the 3 of Cups, Justice, and the 9 of Wands. Good grief, somebody looks like they had to show up for community service here or something. With Justice showing up twice, there could have been some stuff with the law. I'm also hearing that some of you got a clean slate at some point. So it appears that there is a fear of how well something will go and how well people will actually get along, and if there is fairness and if there is honesty and you can trust everyone. Someone might not have felt like they wanted to be part of the tribe or the group, or that could have been you as well. There could have been something about a family member or a close friend that like just maybe didn't want to face you. It's like there could be so much healing for families and in friendships and in the community, maybe at work, but there's also like boundaries are still kind of up. And I can see why, because your higher self, I'm like, I always say this, for me, this position is not what is Libra thinking about all the time. It's what is the highest version of them. The part of them that is their core self, their true self, the part of you that knows it's connected to the divine and is more than just a human. What is that part of you thinking? Concerned. 5 of Swords and 3 of Pentacles. So you're going to think a lot about what needs to change. Conflict, loss, and change, actually. The 5 of Swords can be a war card. Your higher self is saying, when things are tense, you may need to stand up for yourself and fight for something. But you have to ask yourself something. Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Do I just want to win? Am I taking something that doesn't belong to me? Am I being overly competitive? Am I being possessive? Am I being jealous? Am I being careless with other people's ideas and thoughts and opinions? You may feel like you need to fight for your place at the table right now. But again, you got to ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? I think because the 5 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles is here, you're like, I hope we all get along here. Because it's the 3 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, and there's all this healing, and maybe a baby was born, and now you and your family that you haven't seen in 20 years is all going to get together. But your higher self is thinking, all right, I definitely need to be seen as a team player and cooperative. But my own ego is getting in the way a little bit sometimes, and I'm worried about fighting. Be committed to working through things and radically accept that it might be a little messy. You may also need to work with people that you'd prefer not to work with. Cardinal signs, Libras work pretty good in a group dynamic because we're designed to be social creatures just as long as we're allowed to be in charge, right? So watch yourself for that a little bit. There could be tension and jealousy from others. Your higher self is saying, you're not imagining that. You're not imagining it in yourself, and you're not imagining it in other people either. Watch social dynamics right now. Because again, so much opportunity for love and harmony and healing and new ideas and transformation and letting go of the old and this pioneering energy. But I feel like your higher self is saying, but you know how us humans are. We can always make it go wrong. So there will be some trial and error, maybe some tension, and you'll be thinking that. And you might suspect it in other people, but you still seem to think that there can be healing. You're very Aquarian right now. You're like the hope for everything. Also, your main action looks cool. I think that you guys are going to really get into something interesting. The Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups. If you have a young water sign around you, they're going to come at you with a brilliant new idea, and it's going to be really passionate. And it'll be an exciting new direction to go. But if you yourself are embodying the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups is like the opposite of bitterness. Wears its heart on its sleeve. Highly creative, very imaginative. Romanticizes life. Wants to have a love affair with everything. Some of you will put a lot of creative energy and emotional energy into a new idea. This idea may come in from someone else. They could be a water sign. You may receive a message that really gives you a great idea, and there's a spark here. You will be very idealistic at this time. I predict that will be the beginning of a honeymoon phase of something for you, and you're going to be able to pour a lot into it. You'll probably work in creative bursts, okay? So you'll be highly creative, and then maybe you'll have a little bit of creative block or writer's block or something like that, artistic creative block. Some of you will really discover your creative side, but it'll be kind of on again, off again with that night. The way you see yourself is very interesting. You see yourself as the King of Pentacles and the Devil. Okay, Capricorn influence. I did clarify this. Now keep in mind this is general. So this clarification is not going to resonate for all of you. What clarified the King of Pentacles and the Devil is the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. This is general, so I need to interpret this in a couple different ways, and I only really heard a few messages. So first of all, some of you, if you have Capricorn in your chart, it is really coming out very strongly to the point where you are fully identifying with it and you're seeing yourself in king energy. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, the king energy of a person is in the role of a sustainer. A queen is creating and maintaining to a degree, and the king is like really going to sustain it. So you see yourself very Capricornian right now, also cardinal energy. You are going to work very hard. You're not afraid of limitations. You might be a little bit more stubborn than you typically are. You may be a little bit more sensitive, but you don't want anybody to know it. You're likely to be very hardworking, very grounded, very practical, master of my domain. I am in charge of this shit. Watch out for being judgy and stubborn, because I got some Capricorn in my chart, and oh, do we like our way. We really do. And we struggle with change sometimes. A little fearful of change, but you are taking yourself very, very seriously. Others of you, though, are really worried about some stuff. With the Ten of Swords and the Hermit, some of you are concerned about a Virgo or a Capricorn. Like this is a person that you're thinking about and worried about. This might not be you. This might be a person that you think about, worry about. You may be worried about the health or life expectancy of a loved one. Like the King of Pentacles to the Devil could be a husband, a father, a patriarch in a family. Could be very worried about that person, wondering what's going to happen with them. Watch out for imagining worst case scenarios at this time. Some of you need to process some pain. There's something that you cannot ignore. This may have to do with health as well. Watch out for getting yourself trapped in your head. Some of you need to think about, the Hermit does a lot of self-reflection, self-examination. Some of you may discover and uncover some truths within yourself that are difficult for you to face. Some of you will be able to face some of your own shortcomings or the shortcomings of another person, but it will be difficult for you. The Hermit is trying to help you and guide you with wisdom. And the Hermit wants you to remind you, and maybe others around you, that it is always darkest before the dawn, and you will make it through something. And I think that that's how you're going to see yourself right now. I see that you're a warrior right now. I see that you have a lot of responsibility right now, and you're taking yourself very seriously. You're thinking a lot about the things that limit you and have hurt you. It will be a struggle to untangle your own thoughts. You may struggle with a feeling of being trapped in some way. Some of you may feel as though you're forced to confront something that you thought you had moved on from. Your opinion about someone may change as well. This could even be a landlord or someone that, like the King of Pentacles is like the man holding the coin. Could be a boss, a landlord, something like that. Someone's in charge of something and you're worried about them. You may be worried that you won't be able to free yourself from something. Yeah. But here's what's going on in the environment. And we already know that love is all around you. What's going on in the environment is the Magician and the Page of Swords. So the Magician could be Aries, Gemini, or Virgo. They naturally carry the Magician archetype, but it could be a person of any sign. This is a person discovering their own power. They do want to manifest. They're very resourceful as well. They make things up as they go along. They often have beginner's luck. Sometimes they're a little bit of a trickster as well. I'm hearing this person, it can be very funny. It's a person really wanting to prove themselves, prove something to themselves. Their action towards you is the Page of Swords. So they might seem like a little all talk, no action. They might also be a little gossipy. They're very curious. They want to engage and they want to move forward. They will have questions for you. Okay, they'll ask you a lot of questions. I wanted to know what this was about, and I have the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Okay, I do think that a person is waiting to hear from you and does want to talk to you. This person will not always be consistent in their output, but when they want to work on something and look at the details, they do. They get stressed out kind of easily sometimes. Also, you need to know that this person is in a mode of exploration and study. They like to be an orchestrator and be part of making something happen. They also like to demonstrate things to others, but this person is easily distracted sometimes, like, because the Page of Wands can be squirrel. It's also the Herald of Communication, and the Page of Wands is really sweet. It's very, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Because I have two pages here, we could see this could be about two children or two young people. One of your kids might make a new friend, or they may have a hard time figuring out what they want to pour their time, energy, and talents into. If you're thinking this about one of your children, you need to know that they have a natural aptitude and gift for something. They may be gifted. They learn kinetically and hands-on. They are not good in a classroom. They want to play 20 million questions. They need time to mentally process, and they're not 100% sure what they want to focus on in life. They're looking for spiritual inspiration, and they're a little all over the place. And this could be, I'm hearing it might be a young adult, like one of your kids, but it could also be someone for dating. This is information about who you're thinking about right now. This is what you need to know. Hit or miss communication with them sometimes, but they're always doing something. They are always doing something. This person may reach out to you with a new idea too, and you might be like, well, magician, have I got some ideas to talk to you about? This could be a collaboration that could really go somewhere, but you got to watch out for your stubbornness here. I feel like you guys really want to be in control right now. You really do. Because the way you feel right now is Strength and the Emperor, which tells me that some of you may square off to a degree with another Emperor type person, because this is Aries and this is Leo, and that's a lot of fire energy. So if you have Aries and Leo in your chart, boom, it's gonna come out in your feelings.